What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745. I think I have a pretty interesting video for you here. Just the other day I had a conversation with a friend on Facebook, and we talked about counterattack weapons and setups. So I decided to make a video showing you my fast win setup. So basically this is how I go through missions if I want to do speed runs and try to get weapons, or just go for command points. First of all, you can see which heroes I like to bring in, and you may have noticed this in the past. I really love Modern Thor and Iron Patriot, and that's because they can take out an entire enemy wave with their AoE attack, either Summon Thunder or 21 Gun Salute. Then for my agent, I'm using the Generalist armor, and that's basically because you don't have to change it, and you don't have to worry about the various classes in epic boss battles such as this one. This is Chapter 8, Mission 5, by the way. And since you've been seeing a lot of this mission lately, because I'm going after the custom possessed pistol, I'm going to go ahead and run Chapter 12 after this. Both the regular boss battle and the epic boss battle. Now for my agent, we're running the Blade of the Guardian, Neurotrope, the Triggerman, and the Warbringer Axe. And you could certainly go with other counterattack weapons, or change some of those items out. But I'll explain briefly why I like this setup. First of all, the Blade of the Guardian, with the Neurotrope, helps you gain Blessing of Heroes. Once you have Blessing of Heroes, your Protector Agent will continue to gain health back, and he will also have critical attacks on all of his hits. While the Triggerman, which is an awesome weapon, and a great counterattack weapon, has deadly crits. So you'll notice after we gain Blessing of Heroes, every single hit from the Triggerman will be a critical hit. So essentially you can mow down entire waves of enemies. The Warbringer Axe also helps with War Frenzy, so your counterattacks will do a lot more damage. Now in a mission such as this one, you could use the Infiltrator armor as well, and then you'll get even more damage and another counterattack. So by all means, go ahead and choose the best class for that particular mission. One of the great things about this setup though is, you can practically go AFK and come back and the entire enemy wave will be defeated. It's not quite that simple, but there are plenty of times when I'll look away or maybe watch TV, and when I look back, the enemies will all be gone due to counterattacks. If you could set your characters up to auto pass, then your counterattacks really would finish the entire battle for you. I'm pretty confident in that. And with Blessing of Heroes, your Protector Agent will keep gaining back health, and he usually won't get knocked out, especially if you're a Generalist, or as long as you don't have a class that's weak to the opponent. And I just want to remind everyone that we are doing this on challenge mode. This is an epic boss battle, and you'll notice that we really don't dip that low in health, and we can absolutely fly through every single one of these enemies with this setup. I also don't even worry about infiltrators when it comes to Iron Patriot. I just go ahead and use 21 Gun Salute on everyone. And I'll take the counterattack, that's totally fine. He's going to do a ton of damage, and he's going to put a lot of radiation exposure on the enemy. My agent will protect most attacks anyway. And for those AoE attacks that do hit your whole team, you have the Neurotrope. So whenever that's active, your entire team can counterattack that AoE attacker. Now I'm sure some of you may have some ideas on different characters that you could use. Maybe some characters that you like even better than these two. I know that Shatterstar can be pretty lethal when there's an infiltrator on the enemy team. But anyways, if you have any other ideas, or any teams that you like a lot for fast runs, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. I'd like to see them. And there's certainly a lot of other weapons out there that do a ton of damage as well. Obviously weapons like the Hot Shot and Grief, or you could have preemptive weapons mixed in with counterattack. So you could have something like the Hard Knocks, as long as you had Burning on your agent, or you could use the Mahayuga for a preemptive strike. Right now we're going to go ahead and bring up the roulette. I decided to leave this footage in just to show you the custom possessed pistol, so that's what we're going after. We've been having pretty good luck with weapons, but we haven't been able to get this one yet. Instead we get 5 command points, but I will accept that, that's pretty good. Now we're on to Chapter 12, and this is the boss battle. So we're going to be fighting 3 waves of mini-bosses. And we're getting okay turn order here, at least we got to go with our agent first. So we're using the Neurotrope. Now Captain America you must use in this battle. So I went ahead and equipped his normal costume. And that way he won't start with shield guard, so he won't interfere with my protection and counterattacks. Right there you saw I have Blessing of Heroes already, and that certainly isn't typical, but I'm going to take advantage of it and use the Triggerman first. And we gain a follow-up attack. So you see that every single hit from it was a critical hit, and it has deadly crits. So we almost took out the entire enemy wave already. Then our very first counterattack from the Neurotrope on the Grey Gargoyle does finish him. And once again, this mission is on challenge mode. There's really not that much difference for me between challenge mode and normal. Here Thor could probably take both of these characters out, or we're going to play the safe route and just finish Boomerang. Then Captain America will have 2 chances at Moonstone if he needs it. But he only needed 1, so we're going to move on to the second wave of the battle. Now our agent gets to go first again, and you see Blessing of Heroes. It lasts quite a while. We're going to keep getting health back, and then we're going to use the Triggerman. And why not, since we have deadly crits? Since we have guaranteed critical hits, it just makes sense to use it. And besides, I love AoE attacks. We're also seeing a lot of counterattacks from the Triggerman. And oftentimes you will get the Blade of the Guardian counterattack, followed by the Triggerman. And for some reason the animation from this has been buggy lately. With Thor we're going to go ahead and use Empowering Strike, and that way we save his big attack for this final wave. So hopefully he gets a turn early. First it's going to be our agent. So let's go ahead and fire the gun once again. Then Hammer will get a turn. And we'll see what he does, but after his turn, Thor will definitely finish this fight. Once again our agent will protect with the Blade of the Guardian. He dodges and fires another counterattack at all of the enemies. On Thor's turn we will use Summon Thunder, and that's going to finish this battle. Then we're going to go ahead and leave in the roulette once again, and you'll see that this is definitely challenge mode. So once the screen comes up, you can see it says challenge mode on, and there's the custom item. So let's see what we get from the roulette. And we got a really bad item. That's alright, hopefully we get something good from the epic boss. So we're going to go ahead and let the screen clear, finish our deployment, and then the epic boss Viper will pop up. Now, I've been gaining quite a bit of command points waiting on updates. And I've been doing this without even really trying to farm them. I've just been farming custom weapons and the Spec Ops weapons. I have depleted my backup energy quite a bit though, and I'm going to have to start accepting that more than unstable ISO from this point on. I know I'm going to need a ton of stored energy for Season 2, whenever it finally does come out. Right now we're waiting on turn order, and it's not too bad. At least my agent gets to go after Viper. Usually that turn order can decide how long the battle's going to take, and it also decides on how smoothly it's going to run. The good news is we are starting out with some early counterattacks, and hopefully we counterattack once again. But we didn't that time, but still we're going to use the Neurotrope, and then we're going to go ahead and use the Blade of the Guardian. And that's because we still need some more buffs for the Blessing of Heroes. After that, our counterattack should be pretty well set up against these power armors. This is one of those points in the battles where you could get up and go get something to drink, and then you might come back and see the entire enemy wave defeated. There's the first of the counterattacks, and then we did get the AoE counterattack as well. Then there's the third counterattack, do the Neurotrope. So one power armor's down already. Now let's see what happens to this remaining power armor. We're going to do another Blade of the Guardian counterattack, followed by an AoE attack. So he's done for, and it's just Viper. So let's go ahead and use Empowering Strike, and then Captain America should be able to finish her off. Then we'll be moving on to the second wave, which is against Viper once again, and that really shouldn't take too long to finish her. We have Blessing of Heroes, so there you see we get healed. Now we're going to use the Warbringer Axe. And that's going to be a guaranteed critical hit. Now if she manages to make it past my counterattacks, Thor's going to finish her with a hammer throw. And it should do a ton of damage since I saved all of his buffs. That is, if she makes it to Thor. So let's see what happens for her second attack. We're going to once again protect it. And then it looks like no counterattack. So let's finish it with a hammer throw. There we go, that's the end of the epic boss battle for chapter 12. So we're going to show this last roulette and then we're going to wrap up the video. Let's go head over and there you can see the Spitting Viper, the custom one. And we're going to spin the wheel. We receive 10 command points, so that's a pretty good spin. And that's going to be it for this video. So thank you for watching. I want to ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'm really hoping there's some updates tomorrow, and if there are, I'll definitely post a video as soon as possible. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Until next time, good luck, and take care.